As more and more products are made and mass-produced with 3D printing, there are a number of pitfalls that can come up that can increase the risk of failure if they're not aware of them. So we're going to cover a few of those in this video. So right off the bat, any new product has a very low success rate. Sorry to start off the video with such a happy note, but new products are very difficult to get into market. 90% of them fail in the first year out of tens of thousands that are created each year. So it is just inherently risky to create a new product because the world isn't looking for new products, and there's a lot of things within the business itself of creating a product that can just throw it out regardless of how it's made. So be aware of that right going in, that it is just hard to start with. But that being said, 3D printing specifically, and products made with 3D printing, can sometimes suffer from quality issues. This can be due to the fact that the production system is not well defined, or the product itself is not well designed for that process. So if you are intending to make a product with mass production 3D printing, make sure that you are matching to that process and adjusting the design. Very often, new product designers try to make it with like injection molding processes intended as the end goal. And this can cripple the 3D printed version of it, which is not meant to do that. It's like putting a square peg into a round hole. 3D printing and injection molding are totally different options. So there's no reason to try to make those two work together. And if you do, you can damage the quality of your product. The other issue is scale. Since 3D printing is so new, a lot of companies do not have the capability to actually produce enough parts and pieces. So if a product is popular and well received, companies can have a tough time keeping up with demand. And by the time they finally do, they can be overrun by either copycats using other manufacturing processes, or they just might be crippled under the weight of their own success. And this is an issue that we've tried to solve here with Slant 3D, which is by building large-scale print farms in our case, in order to make sure that clients that use us have the ability to go from 1 to 100 to 100,000 without really missing a beat. Throughout that entire process, you have to be aware that as you scale up, new problems could potentially occur, and different levels of scale require different levels of control and quality, but they are addressable and they can be planned for so long as you are planning for them. But scale, if you're trying to build up an existing print farm that you started in your garage, it can be very difficult. So as a product gets successful, make sure that you're looking forward to how you can mass produce the product so that when the order comes through from Walmart, you're ready to fulfill it. Another issue with 3D printed parts historically has been cost. If your product is not well designed or not very well optimized, then it can be very expensive to produce with 3D printing. So a product that may have started out with 3D printing in mind may actually transition over into injection molding in order to reduce the cost per part if they're going to go into millions. However, this happens very rarely, and if you again have the scale and have the capacity behind you of like working with a supplier or a large print farm, then you are able to avoid this issue, and cost doesn't continue to become a big issue as you get bigger. The cost of the parts would reduce as you sell more pieces. So this shouldn't be a big issue, but it can be a danger. Again, if you're running a small independent print farm, the fixed costs around it can pretty much stay the same forever regardless of how many you sell, which can make it a damaging and debilitating business long term. And one of the other reasons for 3D printed products just not really taking off is the fact that there's a lot of bad press around 3D printing, mainly brought on from historical problems around the 2012 version of 3D printers. People and the industry itself have an idea in their mind that 3D printing is limited to prototyping and is not able to meet the quality or necessity for mass production, even though this is ridiculous because there are many successful 3D printed products that are made. Everything from 3D printed horse trailers to shoes coming on from Adidas to any number of the clients that we have worked with here. There are many good 3D printed products out there, and the quality of the process is not the issue. Again, I'm going to come back to the quality of the design. Make sure that you are matching your design to the process, and that will ensure that your product has the best chance of success that it can have. But ultimately, all of those don't matter. 3D printing is a manufacturing process. It should have nothing to do with the success of your product. If your product is good, if customers like it, if customers are willing to give you money for it, then the rest of it should not and does not matter. A product is good on its own merits alone. How it was made, how it got there, the history of it is irrelevant. It could be a part of the brand, that's fine. But a good quality product is a good quality product. Make sure that whatever manufacturing process you choose hits the quality and the goals of your product and what your customers expect of it. And if you do that, if you make something that you like and are proud of and that your customers enjoy and will pay you money for, you will have a successful product. Have a great day, everybody.